All right, here we are, Impact and Influence Radio right here on iHeart. And today's broadcast is brought to you by Blinds of Sacramento, Sacramento's complete solution window covering experts. Give them a call, 916-790-8689 or blindsofsacramento.com. Now today, we've got Mike Reynolds from One Decision Coaching. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. It's so good to be here. Thank you.
And you are here. You made it.
I made it.
You made it. Okay, so now you were referred by somebody. It was, who was it that referred you? Bella referred you. Why didn't she come on?
I don't know. Bella, yeah, she needs to get out there more. She's such a great gal.
That was good energy.
Really
I liked her.
I do too. I have so much respect for her.
And she referred you, and then she just...
We'll work on that.
Yeah, she needs to be here. She absolutely needs to be here. All right, so today we're going to be talking about coaching. So what is it that you do, man?
Okay, so my specialty is helping leaders, and I know that sounds very broad, but it's specifically leaders that are looking to actually lead, grow in leadership, step away from the high-pressure management style, where you're micromanaging, where you're constantly on people to get things done. How to motivate them, how to be inspiring, how to it's interpersonal relationships, right? So leadership, the difference between management and leadership, management is really great with systems, but leadership is required for people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't manage people into battle. If you think for a military thing where they're out there risking their lives, you just can't do it. You might be able to do it for a very short period of time, but it's going to fall off. That's where I learned a lot of my leadership was being in the military. You have to lead people. If you're going to be long-term or you want to grow, you could be stagnant, have an office, have a sandwich shop, and you're doing, you're working, 40, 60 hours a week, and your employees are working 20 to 40, or you could learn to lead, and next thing you know, you have 3 sandwich shops.
No, very, very true. And so, and the other side of it is, in business, you have to know what you want too. Yeah. I mean, really, people have to know what they want. And if leadership doesn't know what they want, how are they going to lead people into what they want? You see it so often.
You nailed it.
In sales organizations, it's like, okay, well, I always said people aren't motivated by money. They're motivated by what money can do, right?
Right.
And so they want to give spiffs and they want to give all these different things. And, I want to motivate them and I want to inspire them to do this. I'm going to pay them more. No, what they want to do is they want to spend time with their kids and their families. So maybe, maybe focus on that instead of, having them come in and working 18-hour days.
Yeah. And I love to start with vision. I know it sounds kind of woo-woo, but what's your vision, not just for your business, but for your life? What are you looking for to build, right? Because when you have vision, motivation is just a cherry on top, but drive. It gives you drive. You've got that drive.
What's your definition of success?
That is.
Yes.
That's the question.
Yes.
What's your definition of success?
Yeah.
Right?
Because I was talking to a guy yesterday, and he's like, "Man, I would love to just go buy another big house. I have no interest in buying a house." Right. So if I'm, if I'm sitting there in a sales meeting and they're like, "Hey, Quinn, just think about that big house you can buy," I could care less. That's not going to motivate me.
Right. You're getting into a deeper layer, right? So the next step from vision is core values. What's your core values? And then what's your employees or your organization's core values? And does that match? It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be cohesive. It needs to fit like a puzzle, like different core values, right? Now we're talking about just getting in touch with what your people's vision is and what their core values, right? So you need to know that. Share yours, and then they're open to share theirs, and it's published, right? A lot of times communication is a problem, right? We have these core values to know what we like. Let's say work ethic. That's a big one.
That's a huge one.
Work ethic is my core value. So I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'm going to expect you to watch me and repeat. I'm not going to tell you anything, and then I'm going to wonder why you're not motivated.
Yes, yeah.
meaning you're not driven. You're not driven to do the same thing.
The other side of it, though, is just it's the details. There's, especially in like the mortgage industry. You and I have both been in that industry, and so it's all in the details. You can go to work every day and suck.
Yeah.
But if you, number one, you have to be self-motivated. Number two, you have to be able to motivate other people, inspire other people, lead, right? And then it's all in the details. If you're not paying attention to this over here is not going to fit.
Right. And the other part of that too is paying attention to your people. And it's not just your clients. A client walks in the room, we're all ears, right? But it's your people. It's the people that are supporting your business. You have to pay attention. They have, a lot of the values are the same. A lot of the vision is the same. I want to be home. Personally, I like to cook dinner. I want to cook dinner and have my family around and all that, right? Other people have that same vision, that maybe it's not dinner. Maybe it's something else.
Correct.
Maybe it's a TV show.
My wife and I, it's our drives. Every night we take
drives. Yeah. So that's remembering that they have those same visions for their life, their same desires, their same, core values, at least similar. If they don't, then they need to be somewhere else.
Why are you so passionate about this? Because, I mean, literally you're oozing of passion here.
Oh, I appreciate that. Why am I so passionate? I got the bug. I'll say it's a bug. I got the bug when I was 17 years old. In high school.
You've been at this your whole life like I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a part of you.
Yeah, it is. And at 17 years old, I was really small. I was outgoing. I was that class clown, right? And I was looking for influence. I wanted to influence people. And I would make them laugh. And that was what I called influence. Real quickly, I started working offshore. And I realized that that's not going to fly. I actually had to work. But I liked my work. So I wound up being what they call a shift leader over 6 guys by the time I was 18. So I got that.
Doing
bug.
what?
Oil exploration.
Okay.
So out offshore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then my dad, he gave me Stephen Covey's 7 Habits.
I've heard of this.
Yeah. So the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And I was driving from Dallas to Houston to visit my girlfriend every time I could, right? So I was just popping these cassettes. I'm that old. Anyway.
I started my career recording cassettes. You're not. Yeah. I was recording on reels.
Yeah.
We have all these computers now. I started this crap when we were spinning tape, bro.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay. So
this new generation, and it's so funny. It's funny because I'm going to bring it. It's funny because people are like, "Isn't it just a podcast?" I'm like, in my day, there was no such thing as a freaking podcast. Okay.
Yeah. So I listened.
It was all radio back then.
So I listened to Stephen Covey. It's ironic that my dad gave me that because my dad wasn't a really great example at the, as a teenager. It was, Anyway, that's another story.
Well, we've talked about that. Mine too.
But this gave me a path, and it lit me up. And ever since then, wrong or right, I volunteered for leadership. I've stepped into leadership where I've been way over my head. I stepped in leadership that wasn't a good fit for myself. And I just kept doing that.
That's how you learn, bro.
I learned the hard way. And I still jump into things that are beyond what I think I'm capable of. What I've learned though is I step into things that spark me, like this. Like this is new for me. But
isn't it exciting?
It's super exciting. I'm with the right people.
Yeah.
You surround yourself with the right people that have similar core values, that have similar visions, that just want to help people grow.
Matt's he's my right-hand man. I call him my super nerd, and not with the magazine, with the digital media stuff. And you have to have that yin and yang. Your wife, your spouse, it has to be the yin and yang. And so you have to have, if you're the aggressive one, you've got to have the one that can balance you out. And so that's what Matt is for me. Frank is like that with the magazine. I'm super aggressive and Frank is just super chill. My wife, she's very quiet. I'm very loud. And so when you start to balance, that's when you get the right people around you.
Yeah. And I've built teams like that. And right now, because my coaching business is fairly new, or restarted, I should say, I don't have that, but I'm looking.
You know what you're looking for, though.
Yeah. I need that person that says, okay, that's a wild, crazy vision, Mike. Let's put it down on paper and see how we can pencil it out.
What I have found is the people that naturally come into your equation and don't disappear are the ones that you want to keep around. You know, Frank started with me. He's my right hand with the magazine, and so Frank started with me as a client just on one of my radio shows like 12 years ago. He just never left. He's just a good guy.
Yeah.
And we talk every day, and I can throw ideas at him. And he calls me this morning. I have a real pet peeve. I'm like, what's up? What's up? And he tells me, and I'm like, well, it's just too damn bad. I'm keeping it the way it is.
Yeah. Well, I actually have a fairly new, that's great. I actually have a fairly new friend, and I'll call him out, Max. Just got off the phone with him this morning, and he is that guy. And I could see us working together.
Boyko?
What's that?
Boyko?
No.
Okay.
No, Foreman.
You know Max? Boyko?
No. I know that.
Very well-known real estate guy here in town.
Yeah, I probably know. He's El Dorado Hills?
I don't know, but he's Russian culture.
Yeah.
We're in the Slavic community.
Yeah. So, anyway, I could see Max and I working really well together because we pick up the phone and it's like we've been on the contact for days.
Yeah.
We just pick up right where we're left off. And it's like we coach each other. And
that's what it's supposed to be.
It is.
It's a balance.
It is. And because if I get with somebody that's not in that mindset, it can be overwhelming.
Well, the other side though is the ego, right? If you're not eager to learn, then your ego is preventing you from ever excelling, right? So you always want to be talking to people that motivate you and teach you something.
My kids tease me. I'm like the Progressive commercial. I'm in the Home Depot, and I don't do it, but I want to. Like, you should try this brand.
Oh God.
It's like so annoying.
No, my wife.
I don't do it.
My wife drives me. My wife says I drive her crazy because I'm the one telling everybody everything. Oh, have you tried this? Have you? Yeah, I'll be walking out there and there's like a kid with their parents with their kid, and I go, "Have you showed them the baby turtles?" It's like nobody cares, bro.
Okay, not to one up, but I got a great story. So I was wearing a red shirt and I was in Target.
Oh no!
And this lady asked me, I can't remember exactly. She was looking for something, and I knew where it was, and I walked her right to it, and it was all the other end of the store, and she says, "Do you work here?" I go, "No, I was just helping out." She goes, and then I went back, and my wife was like, "Where'd you go?"
I was working.
I was helping this lady out, and she goes, "Figures, of course you were."
Yeah, no, we do it. What type of clients are you looking for, man?
Well, first of all, they have to want it. I can't want it more than them, right?
Man, dude,
many times I'm like,
day.
I can see somebody, and I could see
run your business, bro.
Where they want to go. I can see where they could go. I see the path, and I think a lot of it probably is just because I'm outside looking.
We've done it. No, we've done it.
And we've done it. Yeah, absolutely. That's true. So I'm looking for leaders, and it doesn't matter really. I mean, it helps that I know a lot about manufacturing, know a lot about sales. I know a lot about nonprofits, and that helps. Of course it does. But it really boils down to that person. Do they want to grow? And are they open? Like, I'm not going to tell them anything. I'm going to work with them to get to where they want to go.
But if they're not going to do the work, then what's the point?
Yeah. I mean, and it gets down to...
I mean, we deal with it every day with the magazine, man.
It's the details.
You know how many people... I mean, I have the calendar up on the website. Dude, just go to the events. Just follow me around. I'll introduce you to people. They still don't show up. I'm like... I literally tell you, I will hand you business, and they still don't show.
Yeah, and, I feel like...
wild.
Going back to how I got here, I'm a believer. I don't have any judgment on anybody that does or doesn't. It doesn't. But for me, I really feel like God gave me these gifts. And I worked on the 100%. Talent and worked on the skills.
It doesn't matter what religion, we all have a something, right? A something, whether we call it the universe or we call it whatever. We all have something.
Driving.
Yes. And so we were given all these wonderful talents. We just have to use them.
Right. And if I don't use them, I feel like I'm letting myself down and people down. And in my case, I believe I'm letting God down.
Yes, 100%.
So that's not exactly the way it looks. But anyway... So I look at these people, I'm like, okay, I want to help you. And I want to help them so bad. Sometimes they're not ready.
They're not ready.
And they're not in a mind space to work with me. And I'm not saying listen to me. Like, I'm not the wisest person in the world, but I know some stuff and I can see some stuff. And I want the best for you.
You're a coach. You're not running their business.
You decided what success
Yes.
looks like.
Yeah.
I'm here to help you get there.
to there. Yeah.
And I'm here to hold you
Yeah.
accountable and say the tough things, but not in an ego-driven way, but in a way that it's going to move that needle for you. I want to see the needle move. What I don't want is, hey, you decided that these are the things you're going to do this week, and next week or 2 weeks or whatever we meet, and you haven't done any of them.
I know.
Or there's excuses, not reasons. Reasons are you got sick, something happened. Yeah. There are reasons in this world that stops us from meeting our goals.
Yeah.
But excuses are something
I
want to help you out.
About excuses. We've talked about it.
I know.
There's no excuse.
Dude, I was 10 minutes early today because I didn't want to be late.
There you go. There you go. So talk to me about the book.
Oh yeah. So the book is called One Decision.
Okay. That's smart.
And
I like that.
The one decision came, I did 75 hard.
Mm-hmm.
As those of you, it's a workout program / it's a mind. I don't want to use too many bad words, but it'll mess with your head. And I did that on my own. And there was one evening, storming night, and I hadn't done my outdoor workout, which is one of the requirements. Otherwise, you go back to zero. And I was already at 45 days.
Yeah,
so I was like, I'm going.
Yeah.
And it was nasty. The neighbor's redwood tree had fallen down the night before. So I'm heading out the door. I'm all bundled up, 9:30 at night. And my wife goes, where are you going? I said, I got to do my workout. She goes, you're not going out there. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
I said, I got to work out for 45 minutes. I'll be fine. And then I looked at her. I said, you know what? And this was silly. I laugh at it now, but I said, it's been decided. And it was like what am I, Darth Vader? It's been decided, Luke. I just realized how ridiculous that sounds. But you know what? That was what was in my head.
Yeah.
And I made the decision 45 days earlier to complete this task.
Did you do it?
I did it.
There you go.
First time.
It was just
straight through.
It was just like when I have recordings the next day and I had to go into surgery and emergency surgery.
Yeah, you told me that.
I leave the hospital and I go to the studio to record and then go home, and then people are like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm not going to call you and say, hey, I can't make it.
Right.
I mean, it just...
But I look back at my life, the things that I've done in the past. You're
either insane or you're not. I mean, it just...
When I met my wife, I swear, when I met her, it's a great story, but when I met her, I decided that she was going to be my girl. And later on, not too far in the future of that, I decided she was going to be my wife. We're on her 40th year. And I got other stories. I mean, I was smoking for like a couple of years, and I quit cold turkey. I'm a cold turkey guy.
Oh yeah,
I quit drinking cold turkey.
Yeah. You can't do gray area. I'm not a gray area person.
And tomorrow I've been working out, so tomorrow I'm going to my cut mode, where I want to get down to 15% body fat instead of 20.
Yeah.
I say want to.
I'm probably around 60%.
Dude. Again, it's that decision. And guess what? I've decided.
You know what's funny about that, though, is I look in the mirror and I go, I'm not that big. Other people might look at me and go, man, that's a fat guy. But let me tell you, when I lose weight and I go into a store or something and people go, what's up, bro? And then when I gain weight, people go, hey, what's up, boss? And I go, I don't want to be called bro.
No.
I would rather be fat and be called boss than be skinny and be called bro.
Yeah. So
I think it's a psychological thing. I went into the gas station, the guy said bro, and I was like, what'd you just call me? I'm sorry.
I've been called worse, and I'm sure you have too.
Oh my God.
But going back to the book, because I love talking about the book. What I wrote the book for you might call the everyday leader, but it's not just that. It's any leader is a better way to say it. And what I speak in bullet points, and that's really how it's written. In fact, if I went through Grammarly and tried to correct things, it would jack it all up.
Yeah.
But it's very straightforward, 180 something pages.
When you speak like that, though, what ends up happening is I think people would retain more because they're following those moments instead of read, and then they lose track of what they were reading.
Yeah, and the goal was to have no fluff. And I don't.
Oh, you
I mean,
should read my books. Oh man,
less fluff.
oh no fluff.
No fluff. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I do have stories in
I'm
there.
like, you're only effing off yourself,
Yeah.
Like,
So I did a whole reread of it and got rid of all the profanity.
that's what we're doing right now.
And-
with
and-
everything that we're doing.
And
Yeah.
if you know
It's just
me,
it's a maturity.
yeah,
thing.
and it's also, who am I alienating, right? I want it, like I said, it was for everybody.
No, it's literally. I mean, yeah, I've got a lot of profanity in a lot of the older books, and we've just been going through them one by one.
Yeah.
and just tightening everything up.
Yeah, it's just a matter of it.
We just get older, and it's just
Yeah,
unnecessary.
it becomes more of a ego thing, because I was in the Navy. I'm a sailor. I have a sailor's
I had
mouth.
the biggest ego in the world, dude.
And
I get it. I was there.
I'd say those, and then as I got older, I was like, I say those words for emphasis, right? That was my excuse. And now
It's a habit. I grew up with it.
Yeah. Now I still do it, but it's certain occasions, certain people.
We used to not use profanity on the radio shows because of the FCC, because we couldn't. But then we would do the podcast, and then we would use the F word. And now, I mean, we don't have any of that FCC stuff,
Right.
and I just would prefer not to.
Well, I learned in the Navy. I used to teach instructors how to teach, and I used to help facilitators facilitate. There's none of that when you're on the podium. It's no, and you're teaching them. So I learned how to switch it on, switch it off at a young age. Usually you learn it when you're older, but when I was younger, I realized
I would get in trouble for cussing at church.
yeah, right.
I'm dead serious.
So yeah, and then the other part of that is each paragraph is standalone. So the stories in there are examples that I've lived through, and it's standalone. So you could take a chapter and say, hey, this is what I'm facing right now, and go through the chapter, and it'll get you kickstarted in the right direction, get you pushed. I'm just looking to shove you just a little bit, just a little push.
You just give them a little bit,
Yeah.
and in that they can use.
Sometimes it's a jolt, though, I have to say.
Yeah, well, yes, but if they've got a lot of room for improvement, absolutely. But even if you give them just a little bit, that might just be what they need.
Yeah, and then part of that, I don't know if we talked about this, but I wrote a chatbot.
Oh, interesting.
And it's based on my book, so it'll have some keyed up questions. Like I have a underperforming employee, and then it'll reach out to my book. I uploaded it, but it'll reach out to my book and ask you some more questions. A lot of questions, which I love.
Interesting.
And it will give you some ideas, right? And just get you rolling in the right direction. That's all that's about.
Very interesting.
But yeah, that was fun. I was sick for 2 weeks. I did a lot of little stuff like that.
Yeah. I tend to just work through it. Yeah, my brain, I have to keep going, dude. I get so bored, bro.
Same.
I get so bored. OneDecisionCoaching.com. OneDecisionCoaching.com. 916-230-0278. 916-230-0278. Anything that you want to add before we get out of here, brother?
Well, again, it's about the people you meet. It's the networking, and make every conversation count if you can. Not in an ego way, but what do you bring to the table?
Yeah, but you never know who you're talking to either, and what
Right.
you're going to
So
learn.
you have to ask questions. Anyway, so I found that has really helped me, especially when you're stuck. When you're stuck, get out there and ask questions and get to meet people. It's a contact sport, man. Life is a contact sport.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you never know. It's so funny. I used to use this analogy years and years ago on the radio, and I'd never heard it before. I came up with it just as an epiphany, and I said, you never know what you don't know. And then I hear everyone using that now, and I'm like, did I coin that?
Nothing new under the sun, brother.
Yeah, no, seriously. We have no idea what we don't know. And so when you sit down and start talking to people that are, a little bit older, a little bit wiser, you go, holy smokes, dude, like, where'd you learn that? Oh, I read this book. I've read that book 5 times. How do I not know this? No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's right in front of
so
you.
true,
It's all
man.
right in front of you. OneDecisionCoaching.com, 916-230-0278. Mike, thank you so much for being
I
here.
appreciate it, brother.
And thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.